So is it better to train for muscle or for strength? Because this is normally how this is approached. But what if the third option, training for muscle and strength, was actually the superior one? So in this video, I really want to open your mind to this idea, because I really think that you should consider this and you should probably move to training both muscle and strength at the same time and not just picking one and sacrificing the other. Because this is the channel on building strength and muscle at the same time. I'm a coach and this is exactly how I built 20 kilos of muscle while at the same time building my strength to do some of the things that you're seeing now. So if you've been focusing more on your muscle and hypertrophy, maybe sacrificing the strength and the more fun side of training, or if you've been focusing more on strength, thinking that you can't build your physique on top of that, this is about this not being true. You can have both, and here is 4 reasons why you can actually have both. So 4 reasons why, for example, I was able to build both strength and hypertrophy for many years. So the first reason is that there's a huge overlap between the two. A huge overlap between muscle and strength, basically meaning that you don't have to change your training that much to accomplish both, even to an elite level. The second reason you can accomplish this is that since it's a lot more fun, actually this is a reason in and of itself. The fact that it is more fun is already a solid reason to pick this approach compared to just specializing in one or the other. And the third reason is that since it is more fun, basically it's gonna make you a lot more consistent, which is basically the most important thing to actually improve. This is arrow up for improvement, which is what we want in the first place. Like, this is one of my biggest secrets to how I was able to improve like that. And I've seen this over and over to people who train both for muscle and strength. This combination is more fun, gives you more drive, and therefore makes you more consistent for years. And that's what unlocks the results that break, you could say, what you think are your genetic limits. What I thought were my genetic limits, like I thought, seriously, I'm here now, this is gonna be my ceiling, for sure. And then year after year, what you find out, if you're consistent like that, all of a sudden you're here, to a place that you thought was impossible for you. And the final reason is that really, I observed that no one wants just one. So deep down, I noticed that most bodybuilders and people who train for hypertrophy or focus on that also want strength, also think about improving their strength in their bench, in their pull-ups, learning some movements. And people who focus on strength always want a better physique, always look at that side of the gym that trains for hypertrophy and thinks, man, I could do some of that. So for those 4 reasons, really, you can absolutely do both. And what I'm trying to communicate is, take this seriously. Like, seriously, look at your situation and think, you can have the other side. You can have both at once. As I said, this is one of my biggest secrets for why I was able to improve like that. Because I had fun training both. I could never just specialize. I could never. So this is what you can do now. Also, by the way, let me remind you of something. If you go to Project Delta and free resources, here under YouTube summaries, you can see all of the summaries of every video that I posted on this channel. And also here in the all-in-one template, you can see all of the templates that I created in the videos, and you can get all of them in one place. And I actually add new stuff to this every week and every month. You can get all of this in the free resources in Project Delta, which is free to join, is the link in the description. What you can do to start implementing both and understanding this new philosophy of training, which I think is going to become extremely popular because it's just so effective. So the first thing is really truly expand your horizons, we could say. Then we're gonna go into something more practical, but take this seriously, like a serious possibility. How liberating, how freeing would this be? Like you can have both. And second, the basic mechanism can be simple. First, you just pick a couple exercises, okay? Exercises you want to be stronger at. Okay, so for example, maybe bench, maybe as I said, maybe you want to learn muscle ups. Pick a few exercises so you have direction, okay? Then what you do is you ask yourself, what muscles, okay, this is how you do both hypertrophy and strength. You ask yourself, what muscles are involved in those exercises? So a simple example is bench, okay? Let's say you want to improve at bench press. What you do is, okay, bench. So I'm gonna do, for example, a couple sets at the start of the workout, like 2 heavy strength sets. And then you think, okay, bench, what muscles are involved in your bench press? In a bench press, chest, for sure, then triceps, and possibly front delts. So what you do is you can create the rest of the workout. So you start with some strength work, like simply 2 heavy sets. Then you can structure the rest of the workout so you train those 3 muscles to failure. So as usual, at the end of every video, I'm gonna leave you with a clip of a lift of mine from my archive, already recent, and a physique update, just for, I guess, proof that I practice what I preach. So you can enjoy that. And I'm gonna see you next week. I got a nice banger coming up, so you want to be sure to be there for that.